Hey, Cyrus here with the Clash of Clans guide for Town Hall 7 farming. I've been Town Hall 7 for a while on this account. As you can see, I've fully maxed out everything. I'm going to show you how I was able to easily get the amount of gold and elixir I needed to cap out. After a lot of experimentation, I actually think the best army is just to use 2 barracks completely dedicated to barbarians and 2 to archers. And the reason for that is it's just the fastest farming at this level. You know, I tried it for a long time with wall breakers, and my thought was, well, wall breakers are good because you can throw down a rage spell and some wall breakers and get access to dark elixir. What really, I ended up switching over to lightning spells, and I think that works fine. Originally, I didn't really care for lightning spells because I thought that, you know, maybe it's not much dark elixir per time, but if you just keep the lightning spells around and only use them when you run into a good base and don't actually seek out good bases, it actually adds up over time quite nicely. So here's how this is going to work. We're just going to go ahead and skip until we find a base. I like to find at least 100k of each or 150k of one type if you're just going for one. This is almost a good base, not quite. You can actually just keep clicking next until you find something like this. This is a pretty easy base. Even with what I have here, in terms of no wall breakers, it's actually not too hard of a base. Nope, there's actually something in the clan castle. I wasn't quite expecting that given how low level everything is, but I'm going to go and take care of those. And I could drop a lightning spell there, but that's really not very fast farming, so I'd like to try to avoid that. I'm just going to spread everything around now. Okay, so I do have a Barbarian King, which does come in handy for these types of bases, because while the Barbarian King takes a long time to recharge, what you should know about it is that it's practically immune to the Wizard Tower or the Mortar. So if I can kill off all of the single target buildings here, and so far all I have left is an Archer Tower, I can actually just drop my Barbarian King and he'll be able to clean up the rest. It looks like I'll actually clear the space as it is. I try to save the Barbarian King just because he takes so much longer to charge. Yeah, it actually looks like I don't even need him, but it'll make the clear a little faster. Okay, so that's one base. I'm going to go ahead and allow everything to train again. As you can see, I've already got 22 supplies, so it takes about 1 minute to get 10 units complete if you're just using barbarians and archers. So I actually have to go ahead and pause the video for a minute here while I let everything recharge. Like I said, it's going to be about 16-17 minutes in between raids here. And just to rehash, the lightning spells are just there for when you run into a dark elixir storage with, you know, like 1,000 or more dark elixir. While it's easier to use wall breakers to break in there and then take it down with a rage spell, you'll get more per storage. Actually, the best way to do it, I think, is just the lightning spells. Even if you get less, it's just so easy to do. There's no user error, and there's no real downtime, because if you're raiding like I am here, primarily focusing on gold and elixir, then as you happen to run into those bases, you can use your lightning spells. Otherwise, you know, nothing to worry about. And Town Hall 7, let's talk about farming goals real quick as well. At Town Hall 7, you want to max out your walls and your buildings, but you don't have to max out your dark elixir. And the reason for this is when you upgrade your Town Hall, the reason that you want to max everything out first is because it's harder to get golden elixir when you move up a level. The reason is that, you know, you have to attack Town Hall players 1 level higher than you used to because of a loot penalty. If you're 2 levels or more above another player, you won't be able to get very much loot from that player. So once I go up to Town Hall 8, I'll only be able to attack Town Hall 7s and above and get good loot. Town Hall, so there's no point in hanging out at Town Hall 7 for Dark Elixir because your main target is those people 1 Town Hall below you, so that would be Town Hall 6. Town Hall 6s don't have Dark Elixir, so there's nothing to take. So as soon as you're capped out on gold and elixir, you want to move up to Town Hall 8. There's no reason waiting around for that last Barbarian King level, or some of the Dark Barracks research in the lab, minions and Hog Rider. That can wait until later. And actually, the same thing goes to Town Hall 8. Town Hall 7s don't have much Dark Elixir to steal, and Town Hall 9s can actually get a significant amount of Dark Elixir from their drill. So as soon as you've maxed out walls and towers and barracks and everything, you can move up, even if you still need Dark Elixir. Town Hall 9 is where you can stay around for a while and really cap everything out. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video while we wait for our remaining 150 units to build. Alright, taking a little break. Going to go ahead and get started with another raid. Just make sure that you've queued up units in all your barracks again. Okay. So we're looking for things to use the lightning spells on. We're going to go for at least 1,000 Dark Elixir, maybe 900 if you're not going to play for a while, you're going to take a little break. We don't actually actively seek these out, at least I don't. I don't think it's a good use of time, as I explained a couple minutes ago. It's best just to, take Dark Elixir when you can get it, but don't go to your way to actually go ahead and get it. So far I've just been skipping all of these just because there's not enough resources to take. I don't even need to look at the base. You can see that there's not at least 100k of each or more. Okay, so this is 100k of each, but this base is a little bit too well defended for me. I don't have any wall breakers, I just have barbarians and archers, and these 3 deep mortars are going to be too hard to break, so I'm going to go ahead and skip. So again, a lot of resources, but a little too well defended. We'll skip. And that's the only downside to using the Barbarian and Archer army, as opposed to one that works in some wall breakers or some other units. You're just pretty weak. You have to skip a lot. But it actually, if you're skip for a minute or two, eventually you run into a good base like this one. You can see that's a full storage, and that's about halfway full. So almost all the resources are in these mines. There looks like there's a little bit of gold. Actually, you know what? I think it might all be in the mines. I think the reason there's more gold is because the mines are a higher level on average than the collectors. So we'll just drop a couple at each one. A couple barbarians, that is. Drop some extras here. I'm going to switch to my archers and just kind of follow up where I was. Okay, so it looks like I got most of the resources here, and if I want to keep my trophies, I'll just go ahead and drop a unit at each of these Altair buildings, and that'll give me the trophies I need. And if you can get an easy 50%, go ahead and take it. And notice in particular that I didn't spend all my units. I kept about 70 or 65, and that's going to make it, really cut down on the amount of time that I need for my next level. Okay, so there's my shield. Go ahead and head out. It's an easy 250k combined resources. Let's go ahead and retrain my units here. Okay, so you can already see I'm already at 110, so I'm going to take about a 9-minute break before I'm ready to raid again. I'm going to go ahead and pause again. I'm going to take you through a couple more examples. Okay, we're back. Let's queue up for another attack. So I realized I forgot to mention trophy range. I do like to stay in, somewhere under 1,400 trophies I think is ideal, and above 1,000. When you first hit Town Hall 7, you'll be closer to 1,000, and as you get closer to maxing out like I am, you will head up towards, the 1,300 range or so. I typically float around 1,300. I try not to I don't try to maintain that range. I just feel like that's where I naturally sit. I try to hit 50% when I can. If I can't, no big deal. I just leave. Depends on what type of base I run into. If I run into a Town Hall 8 base like this, then I'd probably not get 50%, even if I decided to attack it. We're not going to attack that storage. It's not enough Dark Elixir. Another good way to get Dark Elixir at this level is to snipe drills. And if you run into a drill that's full, level 3 drill, you can take it's like 375 Dark Elixir, something in that range. 75% of 540. Can't really think while I'm talking and skipping. Guess it's closer to 350 or 325. Just something to know. Even higher level players sometimes need close to 1,000 elixir out of their drills, and you can actually just rush those down with archers if they're on the outside or just behind one wall. So nothing looks good so far. This guy's base is decent, but it's kind of hard to get. There's definitely some resources in these buildings. This is like a fake positive. See how light the purple is? It's barely in there. There's probably, at most 5,000 elixir in each of those storages, which is not enough. Okay, this is a good base to attack. It's pretty full. This is all the resources are in these storage units. This is a pretty high level base for Town Hall 6. Yep, I figured there would be Clan Castle troops just because of the level of everything. So that I've lured those out, I'm going to go ahead and draw them up towards my archers. Whenever you have a Town Hall 6 base like this, there's actually nothing they can really do to stop you, even with this simple army. And all you have to do is just spread your units out in a huge circle, and it's just an easy win. So I'm going to drop all but about 30. I'm just going to go in that circle. Then I'm going to drop my archers and do the same sort of thing. And again, I'll save about 30. And I'm just going to see what's weak. And this guy's a pretty good base layout, but it's just too hard to stop this sort of attack. I think they're going to get that mortar. They do. So all that's left is 2 wizard towers, and I do have a barbarian king. So there's really nothing that they're going to be able to do at this point. My barbarian king will slowly break in, and it will attack. So even without the barbarian king, as you can see, I'm still making some pretty good progress in here. I've actually killed both of these towers just from my units, and these archers and barbarians probably would have stolen most of these resources, but thanks to the barbarian king, they'll do it a little bit faster. So even if you don't have a barbarian king, a max level Town Hall 6 base is still a good target. Doesn't matter how well their base is set up, you just can't stop a Town Hall 7. And that's no spells or anything, that's just the way it goes. Okay, so that's that. It's a nice 400k. And this is why I don't like to use wall breakers. They just take too long to train. You can get so many good raids just using archers and barbarians. Why would you want to take, the 16 minutes of training time to make 4 wall breakers or 8 wall breakers? This doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to do one more. I'm going to try to find a decent base to look for Dark Elixir one, even though I know it's not a priority as I mentioned earlier, but I figured it would be nice to see for everyone. Okay, we're back, and let's just say that you're completely done leveling up and we just started Town Hall 8 and you actually do want to go out of your way and get Dark Elixir. Here's how I would go about doing that. Since you'll still need to cap out your golden elixir, that would be your top priority, I would think, going into Town Hall 8, even more so than your Dark Elixir. We'll still stick with the same army, but we'll try to make sure that we're always have used our lightning spells. So we're going to go ahead and skip around, and we're going to look for 2 things. One, we're going to look for exposed drills. Nothing here. And we're also going to look for bases with a lot of Dark Elixir in the storage. So far we haven't found any in the past couple minutes. With our first couple attacks I recorded for you, which is kind of unusual. Usually we would have seen at least one good base by now. This guy has some Dark Elixir and a little bit of it is in the drill. You can see by zooming in, you look at this little square box. If you can see any white like that, this drill's only halfway full. This drill is also a low-level drill. It's got the wood still. It's not golden, so it's definitely not worth getting. I mean, there might be 50 or 60 Dark Elixir in there. So we're just going to skip until we find something with a really good Dark Elixir count. Or not even really good. We're just going to find something that's good for us. You know, Town Hall 7, you can do a lot with just getting a few hundred Dark Elixir per raid. So this would be a great base to attack, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so this guy looks... Nope. This guy does have a lot of resources, and a lot of it's concentrated. I probably could do okay lightning this guy, just because I'd probably get all my elixir back from those storages when I pass. Just not quite enough Dark Elixir. Out of 400 in the storage, I'd probably get about 150. Not really worth 3 lightning spells to grab 150 Dark Elixir. So the only reason I'm pausing to look at that, a storage again, it's a low-level drill. Not really worth sniping. And so I'm just skipping along, looking for the Dark Elixir. This is one reason why we don't really farm. This would be a great base to attack again if I was farming regularly. I guess that's a little bit higher level of a drill, but it's still not very full. I think that was the level 2 drill. This guy's got a little bit more. That's a level 3 drill, but it's still, this one's actually empty. You know, I could lightning strike that. I'd probably get about 300 elixir. Probably only consider that one if I was about to go to bed and was done playing for the day. Because otherwise I would then be out a bunch of Dark Elixir before bed, or I'll be out 3 lightning spells, which would take an hour and a half to come back. Not really worth it for, you know, that kind of downtime. I'm surprised I haven't really found a good base to snipe the drill of. Okay, there's one. Right as I say, of course. So you can see that drill's full. I can just drop a bunch of archers here. And that's it. And then I leave. So not much elixir there. That's why I don't really like those low-level drills. They don't have much, but I'm already back to full. So barely lost any time and grabbed a little bit of Dark Elixir. Again, not really worth it, but... skip until we find a decent one. So this is why I don't like to actually seek out these bases if I can help it. It's just not, you just don't get a good return on your time. It's better to wait until Town Hall 8 and 9 when you can go up a little bit higher in trophy count. You know, you can defend yourself from the attacks up there, and you actually have some drills to bring in some Dark Elixir too. Okay, so there's a good drilled snipe. Let's see if there's a second one in this guy's base. Nope, so, there it is. So that's not the good one, that's the good one. It's a higher level drill. And to get it, we're going to have to drop a decent number of units, and that's just because this guy's Town Hall 9, and I'm Town Hall 7, so my troops aren't super strong. And the main thing we need to distract is that high-level lightning, or high-level wizard tower. Okay, got it. And that's it. Now I could try to get that one, but it's a little bit too well defended. I think I'll just head off with my 200 Dark Elixir. And one good thing too about this approach, let's say we're farming Dark Elixir this way, I can actually search for bases while I'm training troops. Because if I'm only using a handful of troops to either snipe a drill or to use the lightning spells actually don't need a full army. Okay, so this is actually a good one, and that's just because this drill and storage are next to one another. I should get a couple hundred out of this. Okay, so I probably could have done that better. I would have, in retrospect, I should have dropped just one or two, taken out the drill, and then switched over to the, put it right on the storage. I would have got a little bit more. But I'll take the 350. So then, but between those two drills I just sniped and the 350 there, picked up, 750 Dark Elixir, not bad. And I really could have done all of that while waiting for units to train for regular farming. So if this is helpful for you for Town Hall 7, again, just try to upgrade all your walls and towers and just move on to Town Hall 8. Don't worry about maxing out your Barbarian King. I'm actually going to keep this going, and I'm going to upgrade this base to Town Hall 8, and I'll just stay at level 4 Barbarian King. Maybe I'll start 5 by the time I get up that high, but probably not, and I'm okay with that. So if this video was helpful for you, go ahead and subscribe for more Clash of Clans videos.